Hello everyone, welcome to the Startup Impact Summit pitching stage. I'm Alex, your moderator for today, and I'm joined today by our panel of judges, Medhy Souidi from DBS StartupXchange, Diane from WHub, and Joe from AngelHub. Today we'll be watching a variety of exciting startups who will pitch their company for 3 minutes and answer questions from our panel for 2 minutes. So without further ado, let's introduce our first startup, Daniel from Arovia. Take us away.
Hello everyone, I'm Daniel and I'm the marketing manager from Beaudrap. Today I will introduce our product. Now I'm confident that everyone will know about our products in the future. Now let's say hello to the world's largest flexible screen. It has a 24-inch screen, a built-in speaker, and can support up to 8 hours of display according to the character of the battery. You can easily fold up the screen. After folding, the screen is as large as a ball and weighs only 1 kilogram. This is only the first generation. We are close to complete the second generation prototype. The weight and size will be further reduced. So as of now, the first generation has sold 2,100 units and has shipped them. The profit is around 900,000 US dollars, and the cost of the acquiring customer per use is about 30 US dollars. We have a group of happy customers who leave us a message in the comment section to express their love and opinions for our products. We have addressed patents for our products in the United States, mainly our screw technology and materials. No matter how you fold this screen, it is not easily to leave trace, and there is no limit to the size of screen. As long as the project can, then it can infinite expansion. Here's our team. Both CEO and CTO graduated from the Rice University. One is optic major and the other is mechanical engineer major. My colleague Leonard has 30 years of experience in the supply chain. So when I have done a statistic, the main customer market of our first generation product is the United States, followed by the Europe, and then the third is the Japan. And our OEM factory is in Shenzhen, so which can effectively reduce costs. For the first generation, we did a survey. 30% of the buyers use for work, 20% for internet, and 10% for other things. So based on the total address marketing, project screens and TVs, it is a marketing of about 70 billion. Even a smaller screen has 28 billion. At present, we plan to complete the development of the second generation as soon as possible, and we will consider introduce advanced products in the future. So we have just finished of the first generation, and the development of the second generation is nearing completion. The product will be redesigned to have a brighter display, lighter, smaller, and have a higher resolution. So in the future, we'll continue to work hard to introduce advanced products. And finally, we'll launch products with large size screens, thus considering replacing some TV. So finally, please remember us, Arovia defines a large and ultra-portable display category. Thank you.
Wow, that was just on time. Thank you very much, Daniel.
Thank you.
I think I have a first question, which is, who are your main competitors? Because if you manufacture in Shenzhen and screens are can be found in many different sizes, and we can also have iPads, computers, other device. Who do you see as your main competitor? What's your main advantage?
Okay, actually, the both projector and extend screen can be regarded as a competitor. The most urgent is the projector. Compared with the projector, we also have the certain advantages, such as the no need for the white wire or no eyes damage, and also will cost is just like the normal projector. Yes. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, sure. Medhy here. I would like to see how the COVID-19 situation has impacted your business and how has it impacted also your clients.
Actually, right now there's no like companies do the same things as we do. And due to, the COVID-19 has changed everything, office models. But the demand for the mobile office has become more and more. And at the same time, affected by the COVID-19, everyone is more willing to go out after quarantine. So an active screen will be the best experience when they go camping. So that's our chance. And also we have the technology now and have a good relationship actually with the TI. They have a very good projector technology. So we'll continue to launch the products in the future. And the perfect part will continue to invest R&D to promote technology process and ultimately so to see if it can maybe replace some TV in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Last question for the next 6 seconds. What is the price that you're marketing your product?
Actually, it's around 1,000 Hong Kong dollars. So actually, it's very cheap. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, Daniel. Now we're going to move on to Mariana from Wine World Explorer.
Hi. Can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, we can. Perfectly. Thank you. We can start.
Okay. Good afternoon, judges. I'm Mariana, founder of Wine World Explorer. You're about to learn how we grow passion into wine investment, grow passion into wine wealth opportunities. We use technology to improve efficiency when buying and selling wines, unlocking money-making opportunities into arbitrage trading and investment into wines. With global wine market size of 369 billion in 2019, 5 times of sneakers market size, secondary fine wine markets to around $5 billion US. These fine wine bottles have aging potential shows from 10 to 30 years or beyond, giving a long product lifespan. Our platform provides cross-border logistics door-to-door from UK and France sellers countries for now and will extend to other Europe countries soon. Today, we have 1,900 active users, 600,000 bottles listings, and an aggregated total value of 1 million Hong Kong dollar worth of offers on our platform. For wine lovers and collectors, we provide portfolio management tools for them to visualize, evaluate, and smart manage their wine assets, gaining insights of portfolio breakdown, gain-loss data, top performance wine, etc. Our data scientist is working on big data on wine and construct our own algorithm on wine prediction model and proprietary AI virtual sommelier to recommend what to drink, what to buy, and what to invest. Today, we take a total 9% commission from each transaction. With the addition of data and subscription income in 2021 onwards, we forecast to scale to a gross merchandise value of 386 million Hong Kong dollars in 2022. Singapore is our next stop this year for expansion to capture the sophisticated wine lovers and collectors crowd following by regional office setup into Greater Bay Area in 2021. Participating in local or overseas technology and finance conferences, startup exhibitions, wine and spirits fairs, and collaborations with wealth managers, family offices will be our core focus to grow and accelerate. I have been in the wine industry for 12 years and am now using technology to bring efficiency, transparency, and liquidity to the global wine scene. Samuel has been in the data analytics for more than 15 years. Transforming data into insights is his core competence. Auntie, who is a wine expert and master of wine, she contributes to original wine contents. Willa, a wine robo-sommelier, she will be our artificial intelligence on wine. Hong Kong as a financial hub and wine hub, zero wine tax, close proximity to China. We have the ultimate advantage to grow beyond Hong Kong and become Asia's leading wine trading exchange and wine asset management platform backed by data. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mariana. Right on time. Again, congratulations. I think now I actually want to drink a glass of wine after your presentation. It might be still too early. I'm actually one of the addicted followers on your platform. I just need to make the first step to start investing. My main question would be about your average user. What do you see as a trend, or what age do they start to invest in wine?
Actually, they are around 40 to 60. So they will be the group of target audience for our for existing, because I've been in the wine industry. So I am converting all my private clients onto the platform. And so because on our platform, you have to buy in case. So you can say they're investing, some are for consuming, and some are for collection, so for different purposes. So we still have younger generations, but I see the trend, it's growing, but the use of the most users are 40 to 60. And the gender type is, half, women, sometimes we have a lot of corporates, they have the secretaries buying from us. So we have a group of different, audience. Wine lovers, I would say.
Thanks a lot, Mariana. I have a question about the capabilities of your robo-advisor. I'm very curious about to see what can do a sommelier robo-advisor on a platform like yours.
You mean the robo-advisor? What can it do?
Yeah.
Okay, for example, if you are a wine lover, then when you come to our platform, then we will suggest to you like a sommelier. It will tell you what to drink, and we will gauge your profile, like your interest based on your past surfing, your browsing history, or we will ask you some questions like based on your budget, what country, any specific, brands, and then we'll try to recommend wine to you. And if you are trying to buy something, similar, but buying could be different from drinking, because it's for gifting, you can buy it for events, so or for corporates. So we will gauge different purposes. And for what to sell, because we on our platform we have sellers as well. So for the people, when they try to sell, they want to know, how much they should sell at. So we give them the valuation of their own portfolio right now. And then we will tell them, based on what the price you have, there's a gain already for selling.
Thank you, Mariana. Time is up.
Oops,
Thank
sorry.
you. I hope you connect with Medhy afterwards.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
So sorry.
Celebrate. No worries. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's move on to Brendan.
Okay, hi. Let me just get my my PowerPoint up here. That one there. And I want to play the screen. Okay, can you see my screen okay? I can't hear anyone, actually.
Yes, perfectly. Thank you.
Okay, great. So I'll start. Okay, thanks very much for the opportunity. We're SmoothWeb. We're focused on a cross-language, multilingual voice assistant. So it's not just a chatbot for chat. We've developed a platform for voice for conversational commerce in enterprise. What is voice? Well, it's a conversational agent using AI based on natural language processing with voice commands and text. So what we do is we convert the speech to text and text to speech in real time across multiple languages. Applications in enterprise include online banking, call centers, information requests. It's definitely going to be a big disruptor, just like the web was back in the day, and I remember that, some of you may not. Mobile 10 years ago. This is going to create great efficiencies for simple requests and commands across all sorts of businesses, as well as going forward for bringing in different types of content and reducing the costs of servicing customers. So what's the deal about it? Well, why is it so difficult? You need a lot of sample data. There's a lot of machine learning. Data sets are very expensive to work with. Tagging costs are high. Training costs are high. Understanding neural networks. So there's very few players who can actually do it very well and do it efficiently and productively. What have we got? Well, we've got 5 provisional patents filed across our work. We are different. We use examples. We don't focus on grammar. We know people make mistakes, so we look to error wording and correct that on the fly using an algorithm. And we have what's called an elastic stretching intent. So you can say something very simple like, where's the bar? But you could also say something as complicated as, I'd really like to go to the bar and get a drink. And that would be totally understood whether you're speaking in simple or abstract concepts. It's also multilingual. So what you find in most other models is you have to replicate this training across each language each time you go. And that's why it's expensive to do that. Just to give you an example of the types of costing, if you take the current ways that most companies are doing it on a machine learning statistical approach, you've got to train 200 intents. We would do that the same. So an intent is just something like, where is the bar? Or I'd like to speak to the manager. But you'd have to have 10 examples per intent trained, whereas we only do it once. So we are 10 times more efficient on that. And if you do that across 20 languages, then you've got 20 times that cost. So just looking at the bottom line there, to build an efficient, fully working voice model would cost you up to $30 million. And that was done with one of the banks in America. We could do that, as you can see, at a huge computational cost savings. Who's doing it? A lot of people are doing it. SoundHound in the middle there, you might see, they closed $200 million of funding. We have something similar to what they have. We're trying to do it across platforms. We started with hotels. We're looking at language learning in the next 8 weeks to do an MVP. Voice accounting is another thing. We think Xero has no competition and needs to have someone using voice. We could build one of those out on our platform. There are other things like that. So this is what it looks like. We have a working model for hotels, and it's multilingual. That's basically us. So welcome your questions.
Thank you very much. First questions I would have, as we all see on the screen, there's quite a lot of competitor in this industry. Will you just mind walk us through what really the unique selling point of yours, and what of the key technology that you are different from the others?
Okay, well, yeah. So the industry is full of a lot of competitors who choose a specific vertical, and they either use the data sets of Google and they use the skill sets of Amazon or Google, and they build out on the back of that. So what happens is if you work with a lot of the competition, some of the hotels are doing that. The wake word there in the hotel is still "Hello Google." So enterprises are not able to own their own voice assistant. We can offer an ownable voice assistant on a cloud-based network at a fraction of the cost. Is probably the biggest differentiating factor. Plus the two technological achievements we have is the single intent training. So we just, whatever that intent is, we only have to train it once, and our algorithms can pick it up. Also across multiple languages. So we've rolled out 13 languages in the last week. We could put 100 on there and we'd be off and running.
I have a quick question. Based on your technology, here in Hong Kong or in Singapore, we have sometimes a change of language. For example, you want to speak in Chinese, but some of the names are in English. How your solution can catch that change of language between Chinese and English, for example?
Okay. Well, Cantonese is actually very difficult to do because, but we've managed to do that. So if I just show you my screen, I don't know if you can see that because I've got you can't because I've got my background on. But basically, it's an app-based mobile. We've rolled it out on an app. So the UX is very simple. You go to the menu, and just like on a Google mobile phone, you choose your language and go back in, and then you speak the language. That's how it works. And we can do any language you like.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brendan. I think for the next Startup Impact Summit, this will be very useful for lots of talk speakers and attendees. So definitely keep us updated on your improvements.
Sure. Yeah, we'd be very happy to pilot with anyone at, just to get feedback without attaching the cost to that. So any people who want to play around with it, please contact us. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. All right, let's move on to Fong from IVE1.
Hi guys, let me share my screen. Okay guys, you see my screen? Okay, perfect. So let me start. So I'm Fong, CEO of IVE1, a German-based fintech. And today I'm going to present you our platform IVE1, take your assets to the next level with digital securities. So we're running into a global problem. And me and my two other co-founders, we were working at a major German bank, and we saw how complex the structures have been there to raise capital or receive capital. So the four major problems we saw was lack of digitization. So traditional assets or traditional securities are still illiquid or have a physical form. The second, it's cost intensive. So we have a lot of intermediaries in between, and a lot of intermediaries means a lot of costs. Third, impossible cross-border asset transaction. What do I mean with this? How do you really transfer real estate between Hong Kong to Germany? Is it possible? Of course not. And the fourth one, the last one, is complex regulation compliance. Different jurisdictions have different legal rules, and this already shows how complex the regulatory landscape is. So what is IVE1? IVE1 is a web platform that connects the three pillars of digital securities: issuance, invest, and legal. So what we offer is like digital asset automation. So all illiquid assets become fully digital and can be traceable over the blockchain technology and reduce manual procedures. Cost and time efficient. We can reduce complex processes without a lot of intermediaries, and also like the costs in comparison to IPOs are much, much lower. Cross-border transactions. Digital assets are much easier to transfer between different people around the world because they have a digital form. And the last one, built-in regulation, we have one convenient location for legal rules and laws, and this prevents also like money laundering and sanction risk. So what we achieved so far, as you can see, our ARR is growing here. And one of the highlights I just wanted to mention here shortly is that we just incorporated our Hong Kong office in May 2020. So we definitely want to make now the next step from Europe to Asia and conquer the market over there. So the market size and validation, we're running into a really, really huge market, $1 trillion market. And only if we take one little percentage, even if it's 0.1, it's still like a target market, which is over $1 billion US. Our business model, we have like 4 streams. The first one is like there's an onboarding and setup fee. We have a maintenance fee, which is recurring yearly. Sales and brokerage, where we have like a little fee, and also like additional features for the B2B client. This is our founder team. I'm Fong, as I mentioned before, I'm the CEO. We have Evgeny, he's our CPO, so the Chief Product Officer, taking care of the product itself and design, and Robert, our CTO, who is taking care of the complete technology and T. So our vision is really to provide better digital assets for everyone in the world. What we're looking for more or less is like business partners here, especially in Asia, to create like a better virtual ecosystem. And of course, like we are open for funding, depending on the investor's profile, but not really necessary right now. All right, thank you very much. And now I'm open to all of your questions, of course.
Great, thanks a lot. Was really interesting. Great to see you're calling from Germany and that Hong Kong is on your map. One quick question would be, how would you see, when you say you're looking for corporates and partners, how would you see this partnership?
So overall, it could be in 2 different things. The first of all is like real clients, let's say like this, yeah, where we really implement our product as a partner for a business, yeah, or for example, like also like a joint venture, yeah, where we can more or less like create like a higher brand awareness for this virtual ecosystem and then go out together into this market.
One of my questions would be, why did you choose Hong Kong for your second office, and what pushed you to be here for the digital assets ecosystem?
Yeah, overall, so we have been already to Hong Kong in 2018, and we met there with the regulator, with the SFC. So we have a really good, how do you call it, like a really good connection to them. Yeah, and they are aware of our technology, and they think like that it's really cool that we somehow build like a regulatory ecosystem for this virtual asset system. Yeah, and that's why we think that we definitely are in the right place in Hong Kong. Yeah, and also like from the investor's perspective, I guess that the potential is much higher for virtual assets than here in Europe.
just to follow up, regarding on the license, so for your company, do you need a license to be able to operate for the security trading in German or even in Hong Kong? And the other question would be like, we often say that the secondary market is the most heated one. Would you further a little bit explain how you're going to target onto that and how you're going to scale on that?
Okay, then question one first regarding licenses. Yes, we need a license, but not like for trading. Yeah, in Germany, we're working under a fronting bank. Yeah, that's like the term where we have like under tight agent got the license to brokerage. And also like in Hong Kong, yeah, we need to partner up with someone. And we already signed a letter of intent with a company over there, capital wealth management company who has these licenses so that we can go out. So that's fine. Yeah, and regarding the second questions of a secondary market, to be honest, all the feedback I got, the secondary market is not really interesting right now for securities because you hold assets and you receive something for that. So it's not like they trade it directly. Yeah, it's more about like shares or stocks. And what we built was like a marketplace, yeah, where people can more or less like a matchmaking place can sell their tokens or virtual assets. Yeah, so it's like a secondary market light.
Great, thank you very much. That was very insightful. Let's move on now to Albert from Open Airlines.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. Just one sec. Okay, perfect. So, hi everyone. We're Open Airlines, and I will present you today our main product, Skybridge Fuel Efficiency. I would like to start this presentation with a simple quiz that I will answer myself today to stick to the presentation time. So, do you know how much gas a standard car burns each year in France? According to the National Statistics Institute, it's 850 liters per year, so 225 gallons. That's roughly what an Airbus A380 burns from the parking stand to the runway, even before it has started accelerating to take off. So how much does it burn, for example, an A350, so a long-range aircraft from a ground trip from Hong Kong to London Heathrow? That's around 100 tons, and since in average it flies one trip every day, it has the same consumption at 100,000 cars. So the last question would be, do you know how much an airline like Cathay Pacific burns, how much fuel every year? Well, it burns as much as 6 million individual cars every year, knowing that the number of individual cars in Hong Kong is today less than 1 million. So you can imagine how much in worldwide the aviation industry accounts for. It's 3% of the total greenhouse emissions, and within 20 years, that's expected to be twice as much, 6% of the total emissions. So the solution we've come up with, it's called Skybridge Fuel Efficiency that we have imagined and that we have developed, and it helps airlines to save 2 to 5% of fuel, of their actual fuel consumption, without any modification on the existing aircraft. This might seem like a small number, but fuel represents 30% of total airlines costs, so you can realize that the economic impact of such a solution is just tremendous. How do we do that? So we continuously interpret a very large quantity of data that is available in the famous black boxes of the aircraft. So hundreds of or thousands of parameters are recorded every second. Then we interpret this information together with information from other airline systems, and by using big data algorithms that we have developed in-house. As of today, we have already analyzed more than 2 million flights in our system, and we interpret more than 4 billion data points every day on a fleet that more than 1,000 aircraft. And then finally, our software produces metrics, KPIs, and dashboards, and makes recommendations on fuel-saving best practices. These recommendations can deal with optimized climb descent profiles, shutting down one engine on ground, optimizing the fuel taken on board, etc. And then these recommendations are automatically sent to all the stakeholders of the airline, of the company, that can influence the fuel consumption. So, of course, pilots, but also flight ops engineers who design the procedures, dispatchers who prepare the flight, maintenance engineers, and so on. That's our impact last year, the kilograms of fuel that we managed to save, tons of CO2, millions of US dollars, and millions of trips. Thank you very much, and yeah, I'm open to your questions.
Thanks a lot. Really interesting to see that you took French as an example. I guess that's why I live in Hong Kong. Maybe less pollution than in France, actually. The first question I have would be on the business model, and then the second question is, and I think it's in everyone's mind right now, is how do you survive with COVID when there is no flight? And also then that might not be the first thing that airlines are going to do is try a new innovative product to reduce their costs when they will reopen.
Yes, so yeah, I mentioned France at the beginning because the company was founded in France, and we have our subsidiary here in Hong Kong dealing with all the Asia Pacific region. So regarding our business model, we work as any SaaS solution. So we have a setup cost at the beginning and then a license fee every year. Of course, we are talking, since the airlines can save fuel and can save a lot of money, we are talking of very high ROIs. We have ROIs of 20 to 30. And then, yeah, COVID has affected a lot since the airlines are our customers, and we only charge per active aircraft. So we don't charge our license if the aircraft they don't fly. So our income has gone down a lot. The good news is that we are not losing our customers because they are not paying for the system, so they are not leaving us. So yeah, we are now surviving on our treasury and on some subsidies, and we hope for the situation to improve soon. So as soon as our customers start flying again, our recurrent income will come back, and we'll be able to survive. But yeah, big impact in general. Yeah.
We have a question about the data you collect. So do you just collect the data from the black box, or do you collect data from alternative source as well? Thank you.
Yes, so the main source indeed is the black box of the aircraft, but we do collect data from other sources. Then the most important other sources are the flight planning system from the airline, the flight plan, so we can compare what was planned before the flight and what actually happened later. And then we also collect other sources of data as weather data from other providers to also have the actual weather data to optimize the flight, and some other like reference data from all airports and runways around the world.
Thanks a lot, and thanks for purifying our air in the future.
Great. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. All right, let's move on to Kachin from SPAES Tech.
All right, so hello everyone. We are SpaceTech, Spark Protein Engineering startup. We are dedicated to providing a total solutions of 3D cell culture substrate. Our core technology is protected by the US patent. We have a unique feature of modular design to reconstruct the in vivo microenvironment for various cell types. The existing 3D cell culture, however, has relied on animal-based hydrogel, which has problem of undefined compositions and complex operating procedures. All this lead to the issues of reproducibility and difficulty in large-scale screening. So we want to introduce you our innovative product, LightGel, animal-free with defined compositions, easy to use with simple procedures. So we have a great potential to develop an automate drug screening platform based on 3D cell models. Our product has a unique features of white light cell harvesting to do instant cell recovery after incubation. In overall comparison, our product is cost-effective to overcome the limitations of natural and synthetic hydrogel to facilitate 3D cell models in preclinical use. Looking at the market potential, more than 4,500 publications in last year, and the market size is anticipated to reach 1.5 billion. More and more big pharma leverage 3D cell models in drug discovery. So once 3D cell culture is well established, it has a huge market opportunity. We are B2B model to launch hydrogel research reagents in phase 1, and then we will provide drug screening service in next stage. We have a good mixture of scientists and business talent in the support of industrial experts and technical advisor. We grow very fast. So we license technology from HKUST. We have established distribution partner with Merck and Pay Plus. We also work with Pay Plus for protocol development. And currently we are selected into the HKSTP Incubator program to kick off the funding support. So far, we have got more than 1.3 million non-dilute funding support, and we are looking for seed round investment to establish our production plan, build our sales team, and also scale up our R&D. That's our awards and achievement in the past. Yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you very much. My first question would be like, would you are you pending to hold on this? Can you further explain a little bit on to? Are you going to like do any patent or any like? I saw while you say the licensing, but would you be able to tell us a little bit more about your patent and progress? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Actually, we already got the US patent. Yeah, we just got it in last month, and then in the early of this year, we also applied for another patent. Because to apply for another patent in China. So, yeah, that's our patent situation.
We have a question about the impact of the COVID-19 on your business. So did you see some change because of the COVID-19? Did you have more traction with the clients or with the government maybe? And how can you explain this? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Actually, we are still in the early stage, so we are under the R&D stage. So the COVID-19 has not like impact us a lot in that sense. But you know, because 3D cell model, because a lot of research team adopt 3D cell models in COVID-19 studies. So I think the COVID-19 have raised researchers' awareness about using 3D cell models to study the virus infection with human. Yeah.
Any more questions? No? All good?
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Then. Everyone, this is Stan from Oracle. I'm the CEO of the company. Oracle is a geospatial AI company, which we build future cities with AI and data. So we predict future city development and identify optimal business locations. Basically, we realize there's a lot of users, including real estate developers, government, and retail. They all ask the same questions, which is what and where, which means what to build and where to build it. So just talk about the market size. Brokers Commission's property research and analytic services standalone is a $54 billion market. So in order to tackle this market, we built a SaaS platform. This is a platform that will allow cross-disciplinary data to be shown, displayed, and analyzed on our system. We provide three main services. The first one is geospatial, prescriptive analytic, realistic 3D visualization, and also generative AI design. We are targeted to provide an actionable insight and suggestions to our client. Currently on our platform, we have more than 1.2 billion transaction data here. Transaction, what we meant is property transaction, including listing, trades, that kind of thing. Also, we include more than 30,000 development projects here in Hong Kong area, Bay Area, and also the Southeast Asia market. We have collected more than 20,000 POI data. POI here stands for point of interest. So let's say, where's a cafe, where's a library, that kind of thing. So in order to give a store recommendation or maybe a location recommendation, we cross different type of data here, including POI, transaction, demographic data, logistic data, which means where people go and how all these goods travel within the world. We also use NLP technology and also algorithmic accessibility study in order to come up with insightful suggestions. So I don't think I can play this video, but it's supposed to show how an area changed within the last 5 years, how all the restaurant, shopping mall, all the businesses open and close. And so that you can see a trend, and also you can see different transaction with a trend. From 2017, this is in Central, and all the way shifting to 2020. So you can see how people actually making a purchase decision in terms of investing property. We definitely include some demographic information, including populations, average income, that kind of thing. So there's some insight you can get. Let's say, how many percentage of your income actually contribute to the rent or maybe to your mortgage. So how do you define the purchasing power of this group of people? By saying algorithmic accessibility analysis, we're here to try to help client, which let's say retail store, actually see, hey, how far can my shop actually cover in their walking distance? So the graph here you can see is actually a map polygon to define 5 minutes, 15 and 30 minutes walking distance from a Kuntang post office. So imagine you're McDonald's, right? So you're trying to figure out, hey, if they're in the KFC or McDonald's nearby, this actually can affect my business opportunities. That's one of the use cases. So definitely our platform also allows client data to be overlaid with our Oracle's own data in order to make a more insightful decision. So basically,
thank you, San. Time is up. If you want to wrap up in one sentence or one last slide.
That is a good one. So basically with Oracle Geospatial AI, we can spot trends and correlation from all the cross-disciplinary data, allowing us to provide the best fit investment and development recommendations. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Really interesting, really great data visualization as well. My first question would be, who are your main clients and what is your next step?
Okay, so main client, there are a couple main clients. The first one is actually a retail store. We're currently partnering with a shopping mall in Cheongsawan area. So it's like in Kowloon area. We also work with property developers and agents. So we make something, so we actually do a building design with our AI after we get all these data. So that's how we help a property developer to complete an early stage feasibility study on what they can build and visualize it in 3D.
Hello, thanks for, yeah, go ahead, please.
Sorry, just very quick one. Like, can you walk us through on the business model part?
Sure. So the business model, we're actually a platform. So this is a platform that will have sell side and buy side. So we realized that sell side would be the brokerage firms, surveillance firm, advisory firms, and like they're either like landowners, that kind of thing. So they try to actually sell their project, a piece of land to the buy side. I'm just talking about the property developer, that market. So the buy side would be like redevelopment agents, let's say Sun Hung Gay or Sino Group, that kind of thing. So the first client that we work with is Hong Kong Land. So we help them to discover and start building what that piece of land is actually capable of under regulations, and give them how buildings should be laid out based on all the environmental simulation, that kind of thing. So we take care of like from the market data, that kind of thing. So we have to propose, hey, you should build 30% as apartment in 2-bedroom setup, or 40% in 4-bedroom setup, that kind of thing. So from there, we propose, hey, how should you lay out all the apartment in your site? So the buy side, which is the property developer, they can save up a lot of time and money at the early stage, even before they make a purchase decision of the piece of land. So that's basically on the property development side. But if you're talking about retail, then that's a different story.
All right, thank you very much, San.
Yeah.
Sorry we couldn't give you any more time. Now let's move on to Jason from Spaceship.
Then, yeah, here's Spaceship, and I'm Jason from Spaceship. And this is our platform, and you can use this by website, also mobile phone apps. And then it is a platform you can compare and book not just the global international courier service, but you can book the domestic service as well. And then there's different kind of routes and line and also country that you can choose. And here's the apps we have on YouTube. And right now we connect different kind of international courier like FedEx, DHL, also some domestic service like SIG and Google Van. And then we have some various service as well in our platform like insurance and custom clearance document, also the material supply. And the customer, and the individual customer, they can book it online, like they compare like FedEx and UPS from Hong Kong to Japan, then they can have the international courier service. And then if they want more service like material supply or the custom clearance service, they can consult it online. Also, they can just order their boxes online in our platform. And for the business client, they can use it as well, because like a lot of e-commerce merchants or some e-commerce owner, they can find a really good price in the market, because when they go to DHL, they apply the business account, and they won't offer a really good discount to them because they don't have a really good volume to this courier. And also some people, they may need the API integration, like the owner of eShop in Shopify, they need the API to connect their platform. And here just 4 steps to solve this problem, like from comparing the price, also enter the parcel content, arrange pickup, pay online, just 4 steps, and you can do it like within 3 to 5 minutes, comparing to other website like the big 4 couriers. When you learn how to use it, you may take like more than 10 or 15 minutes to finish everything. So here's like easiest for you guys to use it. And then this is the problem we are solving, and like time consuming comparing to post office, because you have to line up in the station, and then they won't have pickup service, and they won't teach you the custom clearance or task. You have to search it online. But here we have the people solve your problem, and you can ask the FedEx or DHL, like they reply to you, but you have to wait for maybe 1 to 2 days, and they won't give you a really good reply. Depends on your volume, also depends on the extent you have. And then here is the page, also the screen we have. And after all steps, we will generate a commercial invoice.
Thank you very much, Jason. Can you wrap up in the last sentence?
Yeah. And here is our situation right now. We have a revenue like 20 million Hong Kong dollar since last year, September, and we are going to extend, and we finished the fundraising, and we will extend to Taiwan. So yeah, that's all.
Thanks a lot. I have a question about your business model. So how can you generate revenue, and what is the way that you use the API as well to get the data? Thank you.
Okay, about the first question, how to generate the revenue, right? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Then like for this 6 months, a lot of the post office, they stop, and a lot of people ask about how to deliver the piano application, also how to send out the mask. But it's not our majority revenue. But actually we find market needs in Hong Kong, because a lot of people, they don't know how to use courier service, and they don't know how to deliver their goods overseas. Like some people, they want to deliver mooncake, and to Taiwan. And some people think, oh, this includes some egg yolk, then they can't deliver. But actually, there's some rules and guidelines we can provide to the customer, and then we do some marketing posts, and then the people come to our website and finish the shipment. And for the API integration, actually, we have some trial case in Shopify. It's not our main business right now, but some courier service and also some platform, domestic service platform, we connect the API with them so that we can paste our order online. Also, we can do the quotation.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? Yeah. Then.
Did the current situation help you to accelerate your business?
What? Pardon?
Did the current situation help you to accelerate your business in the last few months?
Yeah, it's true. Like it accelerated our business a little bit, but it's not the main reason. I feel like why we accelerate a little bit in last few months because we do a lot of good marketing campaign. Also, we acquire some business users, and we find like e-commerce this market like a lot of users. They are not professionals, but they want to open their e-shop, but they don't know how to ship their goods, and they need the better price. But the international courier they can't support them, and they can't offer really good business discount for them. So like in our platform, we consolidate the demand and volume so we can get a better price and just sharing it with the online shop and the individual user.
Great, thank you very much, Jason. Now let's move on to Siddhant from Clearbot.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Siddhant, and I'm representing Clearbot. Now, at Clearbot, we're building robots that collect trash out of the sea. The ocean trash recovery industry is in fact, the problem is a multi-million-dollar problem. There's a massive demand, but no reliable solutions globally. In fact, trash today is pulled out of water, either by hand or with boats and fishing nets. And there are no tools for different shapes and sizes of water bodies. There's very poor data available for fund deployers, such as government, impact funds, etc. So they don't actually know how much is being cleaned up and what's in the water. The cost is super high, $1,000 per 100 kilograms. Collection rate today is under 20%, which means 80% of the trash is left behind in the water that you're trying to clean up. It's dangerous and it can't be done 24/7. Now, just for perspective, in Hong Kong alone, the Marine Department spends over $3 million a year on collecting trash, and it's a really ineffective solution today, and they're desperate for a better answer. And not just a problem in Hong Kong, every major city, urban area in the world, and it's not just the municipal governments, but it's the yacht marinas, waterside resorts, harbors, and ocean construction projects paying up to $100,000 a month for a solution that's currently painful and ineffective. So this is where we see a massive opportunity, and that's where Clearbot comes in. At Clearbot, we're building a system of ocean trash collecting drones. Our robots are self-navigating and self-charging. We have a camera on board that runs an AI model. So the cameras detect the trash, and then the robots work together to collect it and bring it back to shore. Overall, compared to the current system of collection, which is using boats and nets, our solution is 15 times cheaper. We have 5 times more reach in terms of area, and we double the trash collection rate. And in the process, we're generating a lot of data through our AI model about what's in the water, and that's really great for compliance and traceability. We've been working on the AI model for the last year, and it's now already one of the most cutting-edge models in the world. We were awarded Microsoft's AI for Earth award for it, and we've hacked aerial drone technology to basically work for ocean drones. And this isn't just a dream. We've built a proof of concept. Our AI knows the difference between like fish and trash. Today, we can do about 64 different classes of trash, and we're currently testing our dock and robot system here in Hong Kong. Now, we're trying to sell these robots as a complete system, as well as a service to like marinas and harbors. And we've also started exploring corporate offset models. So a lot of FMCG companies spend millions of dollars a year in plastic offset, and we're trying to help them basically scale their sustainability goals. And we have well-defined market channels for each of these sort of groups of customers. And we're a very early stage company, but we have some traction. So we already got some revenue from Plastic Offset through Repurpose Global, which is a consultancy that helps large brands go plastic neutral. And we've also got interest from 2 cities. So we've got Colombo that wants to pilot just a trash AI. And then we've got Surabaya in Indonesia that wants to do a full pilot with 2 robots in 2 locations. And overall, we're better than most of our competitors, primarily because we can attack many different kinds of water. And our collection rate is significantly higher because of the cameras on board. This is the team. We have a really solid team of both technical and professional advisors. And as for the founders themselves, I'm a Guinness World Record holder.
Thank you very much. Please wrap up in the last sentence. Time is up.
Sure. Actually, that would be it. Thank you so much for your time. We are looking to fundraise $200,000.
I actually have 2 questions. What do you do with the waste? And are you looking to fundraise right now?
Good question. So first, we usually tie up with a municipal partner wherever we are working. Actually, compliance is a very important part of our whole process. And so we make sure that the waste is given to a partner that has a tokenization system. And what that means is that you can actually track the waste from the collection at our dock all the way either to a recycling center or a managed landfill. And the second question is regarding fundraising. We're actually waiting to fundraise in October, but it's using this platform, we like to get the word out, start early conversations with whoever is interested.
Thanks very much for the presentation. I have 2 questions. Your drone is using solar energy or battery? And the second one would be, what kind of data can you catch with the drone? Thank you.
Great questions. The answer is a bit of both. The solar is not enough to actually run the robot realistically all the time. What the solar is used for on the boat is actually emergency power. So if you're doing tests in the ocean, sometimes what will happen is if you have really bad weather, the robot will get lost out at sea. And so the solar provides enough power for the GPS beacon to tell us where it is, right? And some auxiliary power, of course, while it's running. And sorry, your second question was...
Sorry, you spoke about data collection. So what kind of data can you collect? Thank you.
Right. So we today can classify about 60 different classes of trash. So we have paper, everything: paper bags, plastic cup, bottle, etc. Now, the reason that's useful having so many classes is because, firstly, recyclers want to know what material is in the water. That is what's relevant to them, and having classification by object allows you to do that, right? So the governments know the value of the trash they're pulling out, and that helps incentivize a lot of this. And secondly, for a lot of the brands we work with, so like in Indonesia, there's a plastic tax. So PepsiCo wants to do a pilot when they pull out trash, they want to show that they are pulling out X amount of trash every day. And we can generate that data in real time for them when we're doing collection, which is super, super valuable.
Sorry, quick one. Can you walk us through on your corporate offset program? Because we saw that very often, but I'm not too sure how you're going to interface into your project.
Right, that's a really good question. So actually, that's something that came up organically. It wasn't something we were looking to do initially. What happened is we were approached by a company in the US that helps brands go plastic neutral. So you've got like these FMCG brands like Coca-Cola and Pepsi that are spending $100, $200 million a year to do plastic offset. That means they remove or recycle trash. The problem is the efficiencies are still quite low in this space, right? And so Repurpose, which is a US company that helps companies go plastic neutral, approached us to be a collection partner. So let's put it this way. If Repurpose charges PepsiCo or Dalberg $100 for plastic offset, 70 of that comes to me for doing cleaning, right? Or actual collection.
Thank you very much. That was great. Let's move on to Kenny.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kenny Cho. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Beaudrap Biotech, which is a company specializing in using black soldier fly larvae to digest bio-waste. And basically, we turn trash into cash. And the problem facing us is we have a booming population. The FAO of the United Nations estimated that by 2050 there will be 9.6 billion people in the world, and we are competing for protein. And every day we are dumping a lot of bio waste into the landfill. Take Hong Kong, for example. We are dumping 3,800 tons of food waste into our landfill every day. And by producing protein to feed our population, poultry, livestock, fish farming, not very efficient, not only, but also the agricultural farming is not producing sufficient protein. However, by using black soldier fly, we'll be able to produce a far more efficient protein production to feed our booming population. How do we do it, and why black soldier fly? First of all, black soldier fly has a very short life cycle. The whole life cycle is 35 days. We only take 15 days out of their life cycle from their egg to their young larva. It takes up total of 15 days. In that 15 days from egg to larva, we use them to feed our biowaste. And in return, we produce protein, lipid, and some the residual to feed as a fertilizer. By so doing, we have to do it in a industrial scale. We have our own machine and factory line. We will be able to produce from 5 ton to 200 ton daily. It really depends on how much of egg we will be able to produce. And this is the factory producing, dealing with chicken manure every day, 100 ton. This is in northern China. And this factory only takes up 12 people to manage the whole factory. And our business model is to dominate the supply side and the wholesale market of it. How do we do it? Since we have the egg supply and we have our own machine, we partner with all the biowaste producer like chicken farm, restaurant, as well as the government. By using the food biowaste, we use our black soldier fly to digest them, and at the same time we produce protein, lipid, as well as fertilizer, and we sell them to the feed market like the farm, poultry, as well as farm fish, as well as pet food, and for them to produce their feed for the animals. And the frass of the worms will be used as a organic fertilizer. As far as our team is concerned, we have our CTO to produce the machine. We have our CTO to produce the IoT and our commercial network. And the recent successful cases in 2020, this year, and AngelHub from US has been acquired by a listed company. Last year, Insect from France, they've been able to acquire in the seed round $125 million, producing 20 ton per annum only. Okay.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you.
So that's it. Would you like to wrap up in one sentence?
And in fact, basically, we are solving a problem. Solving a problem by creating a benefit for the community.
Gotcha. Thank you, Kenny. The first question that I have is like, number one, what status are you in with your project? And yes.
The status, we are now discussing with the Hong Kong government and to produce a pilot scheme to digest chicken manure in Hong Kong. And in Hong Kong, the Hong Kong government is dumping 35 tons of chicken manure and another 35 tons of pig manure into our landfill. We will be building a pilot with the environmental protection department and to do a test run for them for 1 year, and hopefully it will be we will be able to start it early next year.
I will have two questions. You mentioned about a complex of farm in North China. So how many do you have right now? And how long? Sure. You mentioned previously that you have a complex in North China, right?
Yes.
So how many complex do you have right now with your company? And my second question will be, how long it takes to digest 1 kilogram of like with insect there?
Okay. Now, your first question, let me clarify. That is not our factory. That is a factory using the machine built by our partner. And that is a chicken farm, farming 125 layer hen in their farm and producing 100 tons of chicken manure every day. And number one. Number two, for digesting all sorts of bio waste, it takes about, the complete cycle will be about 15 days. The first 5 days will be hatching the eggs and into a very young larva, baby larva. And then on day 6 to day 10, day 16, we feed them with the paste of produced from the bio waste. For example, chicken manure or food waste. We grind them into paste and add some water moisture into it so that the larva can consume them comfortably.
Thank you.
All right. And next up, we have Jonathan from Innova Robotics. Take it away.
Hi, thank you very much. Hi, everyone. My name is Jonathan Chung from Innova Robotics. I am a co-founder. We started the company about 3-4 years ago. And so we really started the company looking at the problem of industrial automation and robotics. And where we looked at the problem, first of all, of robotics in industry. And what we see is robotics are widely used in mass manufacturing. But what you see in mass manufacturing is big, expensive robots, and they are very, very good. They're very, very fast, and they produce very high quality products. But what you still see in 2019 and 2020 is that actually 80% of global manufacturing is still very, very manual. So our aim is to really start to democratize and make available these automation equipment, robots, to the mass manufacturing market and also to other types of markets as time goes on. So really, when we looked at the market and what those needs are, we came up with kind of 3 value propositions that these small businesses need from automation and manufacturing. And what they really need is easy to use hardware and software tools at an affordable price. And what they're really looking for is a huge level of flexibility. So what Innova Robotics do is we create the first and only modular robotics platform on the market. And so what that really means is that a user or a manufacturing client doesn't need to be bound by the length or the reach or the configuration of the robot. They have total flexibility to pick and choose the length, and be able to automate their everyday tasks very, very simply with plug-and-play interfaces. So, so this is an example of some of the applications that we've been exploring and have some clients in. So they're mainly in the deep manufacturing markets for machine tending, spray painting, but we've also had a significant amount of pull from the logistics market, where the types of packaging and logistics operation changes quite frequently, and so they need flexible tools which are reconfigurable and super easy to quickly automate. Our unique selling points are that we have developed all our technology in-house. So we have patented coupling mechanisms and transmissions, as well as our really super easy to use software, which is up to 5 times quicker than the competitive best in class. And our business development, well, we have a lot of different leads. Our target market is in Western Europe. We have a lot of direct leads. We are scaling our operation through integrators, and what we see is our accelerators through our business development, our corporates, and our OEM industries, which is in both logistics and in that's another example, is in the dental market. So where our product really fits is that this is our product in kind of red, and it's quite difficult to really understand. But what we've done quite a lot of work on is to making sure that our product has the best product market fit versus our competitors. So our flexible system, which with its payload and reach, which is highly flexible, covers more of the market segment than our competitors using multiple
Thank you
different...
very much, Jonathan, for the presentation. If you want to wrap up in one sentence, and then we move to Q&A.
I think that's it. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. I guess my first question, or maybe if you want to go first, you were...
Yes, thank you very much. I have a question. So you help to democratize that kind of task that we can do manually, but your system is creating the plan to create like this tool in 3D with a 3D printer, or you create the scheme of creating this tool that you just showed us previously by the system? Because I didn't get it so much here.
So 3D printing of the end effector, do you mean? The tool? Oh yes. So we have a number of different interfaces that we can connect to on the end of our arm, and we have our own as well. But we are completely flexible to be able to use customized end effectors to help the client really pick up certain shaped objects. So we have a platform that we see and an ecosystem which enables them to really utilize any kind of tool that they'd like.
Thank you.
No further questions.
Just one more question, sorry.
Sure.
Why did you pick Hong Kong?
Good question. So we have 2 offices really, one in UK and one in Hong Kong. And part of the reason to be in Hong Kong was that it offers us a lot of support, and also quite a good tie to our supply chain for really getting a close product development and getting affordable price, which is one of the key elements to our product going forward. So it's to really make that supply chain product development as seamless as possible.
Thank you very much.
That is all for today in the pitching stage. A big thank you to all of the startups for showcasing your work with us today. And thank you again to all the expert panels for asking such insightful questions. Thank you to all the audience for watching the startup pitching stage today. Please feel free to explore the rest of the conference, and we look forward to speaking with you all again soon.